Well, we're back in the race village, and you might be seeing this after the race village is finished and the yachts are on their way because we couldn't get them out all in time. This is actually Silver Hills, even though it says it's Sagarmatha. It was Silver Hills when I bought it for the 2018 GGR because I was going to enter this boat in that race, but I couldn't, of course, because it became too big too quick and I had to manage it rather than sail in it. So that's another whole story. It was disappointing at the time, but at the end of the day, running the race was more of an adventure than competing in it. Anyway, we then sold it to a guy called Kevin Fairbrother. He entered 2018 race and renamed it Sagarmatha. He's a mountain climber, and he retired when he got to the Canaries. And then it was sold to another owner, and then since then in Panama, Guy Waites picked it up in Panama in a pretty good state, and then that was his boat for this edition of the GGR. And since then he's completely rebuilt it, stripped it out, lightened it up a bit and simplified it so it's very reliable. So it's a Tradewind 35, very nice boat. I love these boats because of the format. You've got a little low low cabin top, flush deck up forward, high freeboard, huge amount of room inside. Great boat for sailing the Southern Ocean. Is it a good boat for racing in the GGR? Who knows? You're about to find out. But anyway, really well prepared. Again, he's allowed to have a bowsprit because the original design did have a bowsprit. Then he's got a single wire again, put Hank sails on that. It gives you lots of flexibility with storm jibs or just a downwind sail to stop you, rounding up in heavy weather, or running twins there. A lot of versatility and not a lot of weight on the rig. He's got a brand new rig there, which is a twin spreader rig, so it's very conventional on this boat. There's nothing high tech about the design of anything. It's solid, proven principles. And anyway, so yeah, great boats. Goya hatches there, straightforward, got Dorade boxes there. He's kept one vent, and all of these lines are now going back to the cockpit. You can see the complication in that, but there's some huge advantages if you're that way inclined. So virtually every halyard is going back to the cockpit, and that means you can reef the mainsail from the cockpit. You can pull the main up and down, do anything you like with the main, and it looks like some of the head sail gear as well is happening back there. So it's got solar panels. Each of the engines have to have a minimum minimum rating of solar panels on the boat, and he's also got a massive wind generator. It's a German one, D400. Huge power when it's spinning out, but will it last the distance? Who knows? Hey Guy, I'll be there in a minute. I'm just talking about you're my boat. So anyway, they just had the hydrovane guys on board. There's a hydrovane on the back. It had a hydrovane on it when I bought the boat, but this is a new one. They just do a quick check and service of everything before the start of the race. They've come over from the UK to do all that. So yeah, simple everything, two backstays there. Again, familiar stuff, the Echo Max on the back for radar transponder, and the YB3i hockey puck there. The little blue aerial on the port side quarter is probably the AIS, and then it is, Guy said, and then the wind generator. Now the challenge there for Guy, he's listening to this, I got to be careful what I say, is if they do a big knockdown and lose a blade. But anyway, I'm sure he'll sort it out on the way. Oh, he's got two. I didn't know whether he's giving me the fingers or whether he's got two. So two spares. Okay. So how's it going? You organised?
Yeah, about as organised as you can be.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I'm fortunate that I've got my green card, so that's at least I've ticked some boxes for you. Now I've got to finish ticking boxes for myself.
Yeah, exactly. Guy was the first to get a green card, which is kind of cool. So you've retained the wheel, and you've got a deep cockpit there, but it's a cool layout, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. The nice thing about this cockpit is it's actually quite deep, which gives you a feeling of security, and I'm never more than one step away from every single winch, clutch and control line for the whole boat. So, yeah.
As you know, I love these boats. It's the ultimate cruising boat, or ocean voyaging boat. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And you got a good, interesting interpretation of the Dodger. I was surprised when I saw it, but it made sense with your new hatch.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't want to target any bigger than it needs to be for the Southern Ocean, and I can just undo two straps and it folds down flat out the way, and very simple.
Yeah, you've got every line coming back to the cockpit from the mast. Have you have a winch on the mast for head sails or spinnakers or anything?
No, I've got every line back here except the inboard end of the pole. on the mast track. That's at the mast, but everything else is back here.
Yeah. Okay. That's pretty good. So, having sailed the boat, you happy with it? What do you think? I mean, you've sailed it across the actually epic. Tell us about that, and then give us your impression.
Yeah, I basically wrote my refit plan coming across the Atlantic, and that actually was the biggest benefit to me of doing the qualifier. Was spending that much time figuring out what I wanted to do with the boat to make it better, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah.
And it sails a whole lot better now than it did when I got it, and I'm looking forward to getting a bit more out of it yet.
Yeah. So still same engine. What else? New electrical and new batteries and everything.
Yeah, a total rewire of the boat, new batteries, new switch panels, new everything in that regard, new plumbing, new pumps, just the same old engine, just a different prop.
We fixed that up. It's a good one, eh? It's a book, it's a really
solid engine. Yeah. 2-cylinder, 24 horsepower, keeps on going. Yeah. But it's got a much better prop on it now than it had. Yeah.
Okay, that's another story. Okay, so do you talk about your budgets? Like how much you reckon you spent to do the GGR?
I think. Basically, if you include buying the boat, you're looking at about £100,000 to £110,000.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And you got a great boat. What are you going to do with the boat when the race is over?
She's for sale.
Perfect. Yeah. It's funny.
You can't have her quite just yet, but
Yeah. No, it's interesting because it's not that they don't love them, but it's a big investment, in the race, and it's
absolutely.
A capital cost. But once you sell the boat, you get your capital out, and the cost is.
Yeah, I'm just not in a position to even think about keep hanging on to the boat after we've done the Golden Globe race. So anything that releases the capital in it would be good. And she's a GGR boat now, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I've made sure of that.
Yeah, absolutely. So how's the hydrovane? Did they find any spooks or tweaks or anything?
No, just some worn bearings and bushes and things that are all getting replaced, and some already have. So, but it's a very solid, reliable unit, you know that.
Yeah, because that was the original one that was on the boat that sailed half the world, and then they just serviced it, and then Kevin had it, and then Michael Ray had it, and now you've got it, so it's still the same one.
Basically, yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's very efficient.
I want to have a look below.
Okay,
I'm going to jump over here and come on board. I've got the shoes, okay?
Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah,
there's
a bit of
water all over the
I'm turning into a wuss. There's a bit of water around, Okay, right. So this is the new hatch, so that's pretty cool. Because I had a plan, but it wasn't this one. I was doing something different. But tell us what you did, because it looks really good.
Right. So this basically is a replica of what I did to the Corribee Betsy that I sailed across the Atlantic and back.
Oh, tell them what a Corribee is, and the two little boat voyages.
Yeah. So 20 feet 9 inches long. And a freeboard of about that much, and expect to get wet. Yeah. It took 55 days to do the northern route from Lerwick in the Shetland Islands, across the north coast of Scotland and out into the Atlantic to Newport, Rhode Island, and it included a capsize, and I had no more than half a bucket of water inside the boat as a result of the capsize. So this thing is worth its weight in gold. 98% of the time it's difficult to get in and out of, but the 2% of the time that you really need it, that's when you appreciate what you've got. So I've installed it here myself.
It's a nice feeling to be buttoned up down below.
It is, absolutely, yeah. There's a time and a place for it, yeah.
I had that in the GGR. I had big watertight doors everywhere, and just you go to below, button up, it's nice.
Yeah, the BLC, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
the BLC,
yeah.
Sorry. What did I say, GGR?
Yeah.
Jeez, I've got so much in my brain. GGR, OGR, MGR, BOC, buddy.
BOC, around alone, call it what you like.
So you've actually done a bit in Clipper as well, with Robin's race?
Yeah, so
in the
17-18 race, I joined the race in Australia and sailed all the way back to the finish as a first mate, and then which is 21,000 nautical miles. And then I applied to be a skipper in the 1920 race, and we sailed from London all the way to the Philippines, as it was, so about 25,000 nautical miles as skipper of Dare to Lead. So I've pretty much, apart from the leg from Australia to Cape Horn, I've pretty much sailed the entire course at one time.
So you still haven't done Cape Horn?
No.
You got something to look forward to. That'll be cool. Yeah.
Done a few equators, but never done Cape Horn.
Okay. Yeah. Did you get done in the first time? In
Cape
Equator?
Kind of. It wasn't too gruesome, but
That's enough. Okay. That was with Clipper, so we won't talk anymore. Robin might get disappointed. Let's try and get down below if you can, and have a quick peek after you.
I'll show you how.
Yeah. Okay. This is like my Trekker, but I'm carrying a camera as well, so it'll be fun. Right, step there. Oh, no. I'm going to have to get rid of the gimbal, I think. Oh, yeah, maybe you take it.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Can you do that?
It's got nothing to do with the fact that I'm getting old. Oh, she's hang on a minute. I'm not sure what's happening here. What's going on there, Ding Ding?
Oh, there you go. It's righted itself.
Yeah, I think it's still recording. I pressed the wrong button while I was trying to get through. Oh, you might be recording still.
It's still recording.
Okay, but it's not going around the right way.
Then stop and I can connect
Hang on,
it again.
hang on. No, it's right. Here it goes. No, it's not. It's not. It's not. No, we might stop it and start again. Stop the recording. Oh, you want to keep it recording?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're holding the thing now.
Yeah. We're not live, by the way.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, still going?
Yeah.
Okay. You take all that. Okay.
Gotcha.
Rightio. Cool.
This is Don McIntyre live in Sagarmatha,
Yep.
showing how easy it is to get in and out of a watertight hatch. Here he is.
There he is. Whew,
Hey.
that's my gut fits through the hatch.
I'll hand you back over.
Very much like bloody tracker. Okay.
Do you want that?
Thanks, mate. Okay, stick that in there. Give me the microphone. This
Got
is
the
all
microphone.
happening. Yes, this is actually a pre-record, by the way. I'm nearly getting the what because we can't get so many lives up. But anyway, that's we'll run it after. So this is looking different than when I had the bolt. But look at this headroom you got. This is one of the beauties of a Tradewind. It's huge. How tall are you?
In old money, 6'2". In new money, 1.9 meters.
So 7 feet of headroom, eh?
Yeah. So
Huge amount of space.
Yeah.
So very much still a production boat, but certainly the important things are still all there.
Yeah.
Everything's happening. The table's been taken out, which you're allowed to do. Which one are you sleeping in?
right. So well, basically, I've pretty much got two equal bunks.
Yeah.
Apart from a bit of furniture on this side, both have a lee cloth. Okay, and both have the. We've taken the idea of the restraining belts a step further, and we have basically these
roof.
covers over the top.
Yeah.
Okay, that clip in three places. All right.
That's
so
a good idea.
basically, when I'm sailing, I have all my bags of clothes and stuff on one side.
Yeah.
Okay, and me on the other side.
Yeah, gotcha.
And so whichever's the best side to sleep on, I just flick things around and sleep on that side, and that's it. So at the moment, this is a workbench, obviously, with all my stuff. As I say, we're still refitting.
That's cool. Yeah.
We got new port lights.
Yeah.
Everywhere. HF radio in its watertight box.
Yeah.
And
that's the radio in there.
Yeah.
A bit of wood with a safety plan on it.
yeah.
And geez, I spent a bit of time at that chart table.
Yeah.
Looks a bit different now. So that's cool. Yeah. Same engine, new switchboards.
New switch panels. New wiring. New batteries underneath the nav seat.
Yeah.
New
That's
engine
cool.
start battery.
Yeah, that's cool. Going to check out your galley now. See if you're a naughty little boy or whether you're. Oh, the galley doesn't exist anymore. I was checking. I was mainly looking at the sink, to see. We're always interested in what the galley sink looks like, but it's got a jet boil in it, so it's very organised. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So it's all pretty basic.
Yeah, one single burner gas stove. You got a spare burner?
I've got two spare burners.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, so I've got the jet boil, I've got that one, and I've got two spares. So I've got four means of heating or
perfect.
cooking.
Yeah. Okay, and so what do you do at the front? I don't want to go up there because everything's shut anyway. I don't want to pull it down. But
if I just put this in here for you.
Yeah.
I basically
that's
turn,
a good locker, eh? I used to put all manner of
that
stuff in there.
basically is my safety cupboard, I call it.
Yeah.
So all the stuff, whether it's if it's not out in the cockpit where it needs to be for the media drop points and the start and the finish, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's in there.
Yeah, cool.
And so that's my go-to place for my grab bags and everything. There's even the spare fire extinguisher in there.
Yeah.
The heads is just a bucket now.
Yeah. Oh, you took the dunny out.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I
bucket man.
Filled the holes up. So
Yeah.
there's only two holes in the boat. One's for the raw water cooling, and the other one is a seawater inlet, so I can wash stuff with salt water into the boat.
Yeah.
And then we've now got a
Full
watertight bulkhead. It's mechanically fastened all the way around. It's also got a closed cell neoprene foam seal sandwiched in there as well, and then a waterproof hatch that is open. It's just a sail locker now.
Yeah,
in there.
cool. Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, very cool indeed.
Yeah.
You can get rid of your door, your dunny door. if you've got a watertight bulkhead on, you don't have to have your dunny door.
Is that right?
That's right.
I
You
thought that
strip
had
the-
to stay on.
No, because you got dispensation. You're taking the dunny out as well.
Oh, I'll leave it on.
Once you you need some privacy.
Yeah.
Jeepers, break it down. Anyway,
Yeah.
so we'll have a walk around. You got things strapped on. That's your mobile solar panel.
So this is the. We have to have 160 watts of solar.
Yeah.
It doesn't all have to be permanently on deck if you've got an alternative source of charging, and that's where the wind turbine comes in.
Yeah.
So I've got about 90 watts on the deck, and I've got another 101 here in this panel. So I've got more than enough.
Yeah.
And then I've got my spare wind vanes
Yeah.
here and here.
Yeah.
This is not a hydrovane wind vane. This is
Homemade wind vane.
a homemade. It's the standard vane that's been cut down.
Yeah.
For use in really high wind conditions, so it's a smaller
You think
size.
you'll get a bit?
I think we might get a bit. Yeah.
Interesting conversation. I haven't spoken to anyone yet. Have you seen the weather for the first week? What do you think?
Horrible.
That's enough.
It
I
looks
got to
like
agree.
it looks like a light wind start and then a lot of upwind work,
It's-
which is just not fair.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I hope it changes. We've got 4 days between the change.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's cool. All right, I'm going to spin around here a bit now if the gimbal catches up. Yep, here it comes. And just to show you the Galley one more time. It's pretty. These are cool boats. I like them. Anyway, yeah, big boats.
Yeah.
Big little boats. All right, so how much water are you carrying now? How
Right.
much-
So, well, you know that the main tank is built into the keel, which is 340 litres.
Yeah.
And then if you just look back over here,
yeah.
I've got 5 20-litre jerry cans
Yeah,
that are strapped in.
that's another 100. Yeah.
So I've got 440 litres.
Yeah, wow. It's varying between sort of like 220 litres to 500
Yeah,
litres.
well, 220 is nowhere near enough in my experience, but
Yeah,
it doesn't rain as much in the ocean as people think it does.
yeah.
So, you know, the equator is your best opportunity to collect rain.
Yeah.
If you haven't collected it, it's kind of a bit too early, really, to collect a serious amount of rain. I don't suppose people have used much by then. And will they get all the way through the Southern Ocean and get back to the equator to collect some more? I don't know.
Have you done anything to the water, or is it just normal water?
Well,
Nothing in it? No
at the
silver?
moment there's nothing in it, but it will start with just normal water, and then I've got the aquatabs to clean it and look after it.
Okay, all very good. Thank you for your time. Hectic at the moment. Appreciate that. We're happy to see progress. I think we're looking forward to living with you in cyberspace for the next 9 months.
Yeah.
Or 8 months.
The sat phone
Or
is
7
ready
months.
and waiting on the bulkhead right
I
there.
pulled a line then. You should have said 9 months. I'm not going to be 9 months.
Well,
I'm going to
yeah.
be 6 months. So, yeah, all good. Thanks, mate. Now I got to press a button here and get out of here just to let people know I really am here. Hello, it's me again. Goodbye.